said, I want you to wear your hat. You have...
Yeah, I am the ambassador. I'm here, everybody, just in case you missed it this morning. I'm back.
You know, let me just say this. There, you know, everybody's going to talk about the call. Here's what's not being discussed. Drew Brees no longer throws the ball down the field. He averaged 6.2 yards per attempt in the playoffs, his worst of his career. When I watched that game yesterday, Jared Goff threw the ball down the field. Brees no longer, his last 6 games, he's got 7 TDs, 5 picks.
He doesn't have the arm strength anymore.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. You know, I heard that, you know, you hear it, you know, through the grapevine, through players that played for the Saints, that they wanted Mahomes. The Saints wanted him. Sean Payton wanted him very bad. He moved up to try to get him, but the Chief grabbed him before him. So, because he wanted to actually have him. Look, when people talk about this football game, they talk about the play, you know, the pass interference, you know, that's why we won. That's why we're in the Super Bowl. Look, football is a game of inches. It's a game of non-calls. And this game, to me, was not just for the Saints losing because of this play. It was some bad calls in that game by Sean Payton. And one was when they got down there by the goal line, again, it caught the ball, I think, on the 18-yard line. Yeah. And they decided to throw the ball. I think it was like 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Right here.
I jumped up. I'm like, oh, yes, great. We don't have to call a timeout. Throw it. Throw it.
That was a huge break for the Rams.
He's a smart coach. Sean Payton's one of the smartest coaches, but sometimes these smart coaches outsmart themselves, and he outsmarted himself by doing that.
No, Eric, and this is one of the knocks on McVay has been these glamour. Lane Kiffin used to get this, that, you know, every man wants to show off something. If you got big muscles, you wear a tight shirt. If you're funny, you tell jokes. If you're smart, you're clever in social settings. When you're this gifted offensive play caller, you become a show-off.
You become a show-off.
You want to throw the ball and show everybody how smart you are. I thought Sean Payton, that was a major gaffe.
That was a major blunder. And I got to give our defense and Wade Phillips a big way to go, shutting down Michael Thomas. Mike Thomas had non-factor in that football game. That pass was to him. That, you know, and it was like, we're gonna show you, we're gonna get him in the end zone. And he was a non-factor that game. And Talib was a big factor in shutting him down.
By the way, I want you to talk about Jared Goff because, listen, when he did Hard Knocks, you know, he was this skinny kid, didn't know north from south, east from west. But I always said he does share some qualities with Brady, who came in skinny, who people kind of rolled their eyes and laughed at. California kids, incredibly coachable, very, like, no ego considering their stardom. And by the way, they both have a legend coach. Belichick is so great that we look at Brady and go, well, he's got Belichick. And McVay is so clever, we look at Goff and go, well, it's Sean's team. Goff made huge throws late, Eric.
He made a throw. He avoided the rush on I think he rolled out. And
first of all,
this one right here to Brandon Cooks was a on-the-money throw. On the money throw down the sideline.
My wife said, it's like he just handed it to him.
It's like it's laid it right in the breadbasket. That was a big play. That was a big play.
And then the other two, where we don't think of him as a great athlete, his dad was a Major League Baseball player, so the kid's obviously...
That play right there. That play, and it was one other one. That if they sack him, I think he rolled out.
It's right here. Watch.
This one right there. If they sack... Game's over.
Game's over.
Game's over. But you got to give him, as an athletic quarterback, can throw the football falling back and make a target throw like that. Hey, he played a great game. He played a great game yesterday in a hostile environment where you can't hear.
I want you to talk about that. You played in the Superdome. Now, even when they were crappy, you were there yesterday. It's loud.
It is so loud, Colin. I'm serious. It brought back memories. I saw Vince Ferragamo before the game. I said, Vince, this could come down like we played in 1983, a field goal win. He said, you think? I said, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be like that. In 1983, we go up to play the Saints, and whoever wins goes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Last game of the season. And John Robinson said, look, it's going to be loud. You're going to be able to hear, so we're going to do cadence. We're going to do hand signals. I'm like, I say it can't be that loud. I mean, I hadn't been to a stadium like that. So sure enough, it is so loud. I'm talking about where you can't hear. You know, I'm walking up to Vince to hear what he's saying. I get back in my stands. You know, and he said everything is off motion. Never on two. Everything is off motion. You just got to watch the quarterback. And yesterday, it was the same way. You cannot hear in that stadium. That was the perfect storm for New Orleans to win that football. That's why our offense is kind of off cue, because you can't hear. You saw the linemen kind of what they were doing. They were passing the signals down. Okay, we're going to zone block all the way down. This is what the call is, because you can't hear. I mean, the people, if you're not on the field, you just don't know.
Yeah, it's a Rams Patriots. Now, I will say this. These teams that come in with star defensive linemen against New England, J.J. Watt, 7 games, half a sack. Khalil Mack, worst game of the year. D. Ford, Chris Jones, irrelevant. Joey Bosa, Ingram, non-factor. If you think Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh are going to dominate the game, Eric, I've seen what New England does to those guys. They eliminate your pass rush, don't they?
Well, you know, Tom Brady gets the ball out very fast. I think that's one of the things. If you got a quarterback that can get the ball out that fast and knows where it's going, you know, it's tough to get to him. It really is. But the big thing is that, you know, the Patriots, when you think of the New England Patriots, you think of a team that runs the football. Throws the football with Tom Brady. Now they have Sony Michel that's running the football. Now they have a two-headed snake. The last two last two games, they've been able to run the football. I really believe that if we stick to our game plan, we run the football, keep Tom Brady on the sideline, and play good defense. We have to play great defense, good defense. Don't let Tom Brady just sit back there and go, oh, this is zone? Oh, okay. Oh, another 4 seconds? Okay. You can't do that with Tom Brady. You saw it yesterday. You saw it the week before with the LA Chargers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rambassador.
At your service.
I've never seen you.
At your service.
That's the best you've ever looked.
Hey, thanks, Kylie.
Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson, Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
So, Patrick Mahomes was a story of the NFL regular season.
Yeah.
He threw 10 touchdowns in his first 2 games, led the league with 50 passing touchdowns. He'll likely be the MVP. And the season has come to an end because of a coin flip and some bad Kansas City defense that prevented him from getting on the field at all.
Yeah.
Here is Mahomes after the game talking about overtime.
And just how the coin tosses, I guess you would say. I mean, it's a thing where he had a great drive, had a lot of third down conversions, and big moments. Guys made big catches for him. But it's a thing where all you can do is support your teammates, trust in your teammates. And then when you get your opportunity, you go out there and try to make plays.
It kind of is how the coin tosses when it comes to the Patriots. I mean, it felt over once they got the ball.
You also noticed this. There were 3 replays, and they got some breaks on the challenges.
Well, the Patriots, if it's 50-50, it's going to go the Patriots' way. I mean, that's a fact. That's not an opinion. It's a fact.
That sounds like somebody from Miami.
I mean, it's just a fact. Like, I think we can all admit that the Patriots have gotten colossal breaks in big moments.
Well, that seems like a little biased.
I mean, do we have the tuck rule? Like, I mean, come on. Like, the Patriots get those calls. We know that.
But
and Patriots fans would argue that they've gotten some issues from the league office over the years,
but would you acknowledge, though, that I thought the real killer in this game was that the Kansas City defense was on the field for the entire first half? So my takeaway was, oh my God, Brady's generally struggles early against an aggressive defense, but he always wears them down. I went into halftime thinking this could be a blowout. Kansas City's guys have to be gassed.
I actually thought it was a miracle that they weren't up by more.
So did I.
I don't think you can blame this really on Kansas City's defense at all. I mean, Brady is surgical in those moments. We know that. What kind of defense is going to stop him? Did everyone forget what Kansas City's defense was all year long?
Terrible.
Like they had an amazing week last week, which gave you some hope that they had gotten it together. I thought that they really actually played well, considering. I mean, they could have been up by a whole lot more.
If it wasn't for Cincinnati's defense this year, which is the worst in NFL history, Kansas City's would have been like, it already was one of the worst.
Yes, and I thought they played amazing last week, and they held their own. They gave him way too much time.
Yeah.
We all know that the trick to getting to Brady, you have to get to Brady. That's the thing. If you're going to beat him, you have to get hands on him, and they just couldn't. So I don't think you can blame that on Kansas City's defense, even in the overtime. It would have been nice to get a stop, but Brady's the best ever at that. So, well, I don't know much more you can ask for. So the Rams failed to acquire a single first down on their first 2 drives, which allowed the Saints to quickly jump to a 13-zip lead. But facing another 4th down, they decided to roll the dice. Got risky, and punter Johnny Hecker pulled off the fake field goal for the first down. And Sean McVay spoke after the game about that decision and how he saw it.
It goes back to the confidence in the players, and I know your next question is going to be, why didn't you go for it on the 4th down then? But I think more than anything, it was that we needed a little bit of momentum. And we felt like if the look presented itself, Gary, we were going to take it. Sam Shields did an excellent job running a good route. Johnny delivered a ball right on the money. And even though that didn't end in a touchdown, we ended up getting some points. And I thought that just kind of gave us a little bit of life with the way that things were going.
I thought it was so aggressive and risky, but it was the perfect call in that spot. They needed something to change the momentum, the way that the game was going. And it felt like a shot of life.
So Sean McVay was aggressive.